Penn State, hey, that's the next team on our Big Ten team breakdowns. Offensive lineman Malachi Goodman, corner Darius Dixon, linebacker. This is a familiar name here for Penn State fans, and for anybody who watched college football at all in the 1990s, LeVar Arrington Jr., Matthew Alton, a nice athlete, defensive lineman Yvonne Kamoju, or Kamohu?
Sounds about right.
All right. Linebacker Cameron Smith, nailed that one. Okay, Coop, you first. Who do we like in this class?
I'll go with Yvonne Kamaju. And this is a guy that we added into the top 247. You think about Penn State and kind of where they're sitting right now. They're a really interesting team. Year in, year out, super consistent with what they do in their evaluation process. And the more you dive into them, they're ranked number 15 right now. Might not get all the headlines, but these guys know what they're doing. They especially know what they're doing on the defensive line. So big fan of him. Some other guys that I really like, Jeff Exenor out of the Maryland area. There was a guy who was in the top 247. We took him out. We put him back, have him as a 90 outside and 4-star grade. But we like this guy just in terms of the versatility. And you think about Penn State, you think about these traditional wide tight ends, guys that are just prototypical. Tyler Warren comes to mind, our guy, Oyster Boy favorite, Luke Reynolds, the man. Now you look at guys like Exenor, Matthew Alton, they bring in this class. Andy Kotelnicki is going to have a little bit of a wrinkle here in terms of the talent that he has. You know, we talked about Kenyon Sadiq, some of these other guys playing tight end at Oregon and what they can do. The versatility now that they get to add into the fold is something. And the last guy I'll hit on, Xavier Thomas, two-way guy. Don't know where he's going to play, corner, safety, plays receiver. This guy is just missing just a little bit slight, but checks every other box. I think he's going to be a player for James Franklin.
Penn State is linebacker U. Come on, how are we not going to talk about
I was leaving it
the
to
son?
you.
Thank you. We'll go a little West Coast there. LeVar Arrington Jr. I mean, he was a natural to make that leap to Penn State, wasn't he? Because this is a guy that was destined to play for, you like that?
I caught that.
This is a guy who was destined to play for the Nittany Lions. His father was one of the all-time greats at Penn State. And LeVar was kind of I don't want to call him a late bloomer. He just was kind of off the radar. When your dad was a number 2 pick in the NFL, a multi-year Pro Bowler, a Butkus Award finalist winner, you know, it's easy to be overshadowed. And he came along his senior year, made that gigantic jump into the top 150. And this is a player that, you know, again, we talked about Tristan Cashel staying at Upland. LeVar Arrington had a lot of schools trying to get him to leave Charter Oak, but he stayed there. And this is a player who I think his best football will be played when he gets to State College. I mean, James Franklin, this isn't a guy you couldn't have gotten. You know, he was looking at UCLA. There's a good chance UCLA was going to be able to keep him in Southern California. But at the end of the day, linebacker U has to go get linebacker U Jr. and getting LeVar Arrington Jr.
Did you get the leap reference?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Went
so
over my head.
now, nobody at home leave our YouTube channel, but when we get off the air, watch LeVar Arrington Sr. leap over Illinois' entire offensive line to tackle this guy in the backfield. It's probably like one of the first real viral highlights of like.
Just type in LeVar leap and that
LeVar leap,
comes
yes,
up.
yeah.